Hey, wonderful, amazing, stupendous, Sharam Namdarian here. In this video, we're going to be talking about how to how to heal burnout. Now, healing burnout is a different perspective to dealing with burnout. If you don't know what burnout is, I hope you do. Burnout is where maybe you do too much and you have to lie down for a few days. Burnout tends to normally refer to emotional burnout. And if you know anything about me, I live and breathe for emotions. But emotional burnout tends to be because we're trying to go forward, but there is a huge part of us that's either pulled in the back, or we're trying to go forward and we actually lifted more weights, emotional weights in this case, than we actually intended to. It's a little bit like lifting too many weights at the gym, right? You lifted too many weights at the gym, you're fucking gonna be sore and you have to lie down for a few days. Emotional burnout is sort of the same thing. So we're talking in this video today about healing emotional burnout rather than dealing with emotional burnout, because there is a difference. Dealing with emotional burnout is just taking some time to validate your feelings, taking some time to rest, and helping yourself recover. And look, I'm not a rocket scientist to say that, but I am a rocket scientist to say how to heal burnout, because healing burnout is different. Now, if you know anything about me, you know anything about what I do on this channel, if you know anything about what I do with my fucking life, you'll know that we talk about emotional healing. This idea that we heal our responses to things and therefore we actually evolve and elevate our life to the next level. If you don't know about what surrender is, I do have a brand new course now finally available, Introduction to Surrender. There'll be a link in the description, depending on where you're watching this video. And the logo looks like this. Anyway, we want to start looking at things. We want to flip the way we look at things, right? Sometimes we do things and it makes us feel like shit. Sometimes, however, we do things and it's a portal to deal with suppressed shit. Shit being emotions. Now, I'm actually making this video because this week I actually experienced some burnout and I didn't realize that this was actually something to heal, or at least part of me was like, oh God. Now, when you experience burnout, what are your emotional responses? Oh, can't do anything. Your emotional responses might be different to my emotional responses. During this week, however, for example, in my own life, I found my head was spinning. Oh, I can't think. And it was really hard for me to do things. Now, what ends up happening is that when we're experiencing burnout, we also experience a lot of thoughts about burnout that doesn't necessarily help us rest deeply. That's a huge thing. A lot of us as humans, we haven't necessarily given ourselves permission to rest. Neither has anyone else given us permission to rest. So a lot of people actually find it hard to rest deeply. And that's a deep emotional rest where you can fully let yourself let go of the day. And if you want to try this, you can at the end of the day. Before you go to sleep, just say to yourself, I give myself permission to rest. And truth be told, surrender to the feelings that come up. And those are the very same feelings that actually block you from resting so deep. So when you surrender and you process those emotions, what ends up happening is you're actually advancing your ability to rest. Not just in that moment where you let yourself rest deeply, but in all situations, you advance that ability to rest. Now, like I'm saying, there's the burnout, and then there's the burnout about the burnout, the how we feel about it. Often what I find is the burnout extends, not just in myself, in other people too. It extends because of our relationship with the burnout. There's the oh, I shouldn't be feeling this way. I should keep going. Oh, my head is spinning. Oh, I'm really feeling like shit today. And there is a lot of emotions that go with it that ultimately stop us from that rest, that deep rest, which is how to deal. You gotta fucking rest. So why I focus on healing is because every time we heal something, every time we surrender to that fucking feeling, whatever it is, which is the God particle of healing, by the way. Look at any situation, any example of healing. What it does is it forces you to deal with the emotions that you haven't been dealing with. Therefore, you make space for something new. You elevate your consciousness. You move on to the next level. And that is, I think, it's like it's like, I don't know why people aren't talking about this more. This is why I fucking talk about this a lot. But what ends up happening is when you surrender to an emotion, when you feel it, when you fully let yourself just be with it, what ends up happening is it finally lets itself complete its cycle. Once it's completed its cycle, your body knows what to do with it, which means as you are burnt out, do this as well as rest. Surrender to how it feels. Surrender to all the bullshit and feelings that you have about the burnout. Even surrender to the feeling of burnout, which is a deep rest in itself. I'm burnt out. Oh, it feels good. You let that shit come up and gone. But more importantly, at a psychological level, the emotion completes itself. The cycle completes itself, thus showing your body what to do next time it's done. When your body heals something, it knows what to do next time. For all intents and purposes, you're done with that aspect of it. Now, I'm not saying you'll never get burnt out. That's a fucking lie. Because we're all going to push ourselves, and maybe we will stop, maybe we will. That's just how humans work, you know? You're free to push yourself just as much as you are free not to push yourself. But it means that as you heal your relationship with burnout, those individual aspects of burnout, which truth be told, burnout's a huge, it's like a big puzzle piece. All those little puzzle pieces, you'll know how to put it together. You'll know how to deal with maybe head spinning. You'll know how to rest deeper. You'll know very deeply, instinctively, and almost subconsciously to a level that it's like, okay, cool. You've almost developed superpowers. Developing superpowers with burnout, ultimately allowing you to fucking deal with the next burnout, if there is another burnout, or more specifically, sometimes what might happen is you process it, you have a realization, and that realization might be, I need to stop fucking burning out. I need to do something with my life. I need to drop my weights. I need to deal with my shit that's pulling me back so I can go forward. So there's a whole lot to unpack here. And this is at least this was designed as a YouTube video. I might upload this in other places. There's a whole lot to unpack. And you know what, I'm doing my best. But if you want more on understanding deep emotional healing, there is my new online course called Introduction to Surrender. Now you put it in here, in your ears, and it comes in here, your fucking soul. So this online course is something I've released. It's 2.5 hours. It's a crash course in emotional healing. It's teaching you the basics and fundamentals of surrender. I talk about it in great detail, as well as a lot of examples, not just from my own life, but from people I've worked with, using the process of healing within themselves. And honestly, how to get the most out of it. And if you're interested in that, link in the description. If you're not interested in that, why not? Get your shit together. And thank you so much for watching this video. I will talk to you soon, and make sure to, be a good person. And if you're not going to be a good person, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? Nothing. You're perfect as you are. Mwah. All right, have a good day.